It was a chilly evening, and the wind howled outside as Jude stood in the dimly lit laundry room. The rhythmic thud of the washing machine was oddly comforting, a familiar backdrop to the mundane task of folding clothes. The flickering fluorescent light above cast eerie shadows on the walls, but Jude brushed off the creeping sense of unease. She was home alone, but it was a routine she had grown accustomed to since her father passed away years ago. As she reached for a fresh stack of towels, a sudden chill swept through the room, making her shiver. She paused for a moment, feeling as though the air had thickened around her. Just then, echoing through the stillness, came a voice that sent icy fingers down her spine. Jude. It was unmistakable. Her father's voice, deep and resonant, calling her name. Jude's heart raced. "Dad," she called out, half hoping this was some twisted joke or a figment of her imagination. Silence enveloped her, and she strained to hear any response. The washing machine continued its monotonous cycle, but the ghostly echo of her father's voice lingered in the air. She shook her head, trying to dismiss it as fatigue or stress. But then she heard it again, clearer this time, reverberating through the house. "Jude." The voice was filled with urgency, almost panic. Fear gripped her, and she took a cautious step toward the door, glancing back at the laundry room, where shadows appeared to dance in the corners. "Dad, where are you?" Jude's voice trembled as she called out, hoping against hope for an answer. She felt drawn toward the source of the voice, as if an invisible thread was pulling her down the dim hallway. The air grew heavier with each step she took, each creak of the floorboards echoing like a warning. She reached the living room, and the temperature dropped noticeably. The curtains swayed as if a breeze had passed through, but the windows were shut tight. "Jude." The voice came again, more insistent, this time from the direction of the basement door. Jude hesitated, staring at the darkened threshold. Memories flooded her mind. Her father's laughter, their moments together, the day he left this world. "This isn't real," she whispered to herself, but the weight of the moment pressed heavily upon her. Summoning her courage, she approached the door and grasped the cold handle, feeling a jolt of electricity through her body. With a deep breath, she pulled it open. The stairs descended into darkness, the air thick with dust and the scent of old wood. "Dad," she called, her voice barely above a whisper. Silence. Just as she was about to turn back, the voice echoed again, now closer and more desperate. "Jude, help me." Panic surged through her. She stumbled down the stairs, the beam of her phone illuminating the walls, revealing peeling paint and cobwebs. The voice continued to call, each utterance clawing at her heart. "Jude." Then, in the dim light, she saw a figure at the bottom of the stairs. It was her father, or at least someone who looked like him, shrouded in shadow and despair. "Jude, please." The figure reached out, but as soon as Jude took a step forward, it vanished into thin air, leaving only a lingering echo of her name. Heart racing, Jude stumbled back, the world spinning around her. She bolted back up the stairs, slamming the door behind her. Panting and shaken, she leaned against it, trying to steady her breath. The house was silent once more, the washing machine still humming in the background. But was it over? The air felt charged, heavy with unspoken words. As she turned to leave the laundry room, she caught a glimpse in the mirror hanging on the wall. For a fleeting moment, she saw her father's face, sorrowful yet serene, watching her as if to say goodbye. The moment passed, and Jude felt a warmth envelop her, a comfort that was both haunting and heartwarming. "I love you, Dad," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. The voice had faded, but the memory lingered.